What is going on, YouTube? Welcome back to Hot Take Tuesday. Episode 20 of Season 2 is officially here. We have a couple of hot takes from our Discord server here for you today. Thank you for everyone who participated in the Discord server. And if you would like a chance to be featured on a video in the future, make sure to join that Discord. And next Hot Tuesday, or next Tuesday when I ask for your hot take, drop them. There's a deadline, and I get it out by latest 9:15 p.m. Eastern. So without further ado, let's get into our first hot take. Well, one last thing. Make sure you like, subscribe, put the post notification bell on if you enjoy, NFL content, weekly picks, power rankings. We just did a power rankings video. That's up now. So stick around. It's a great place to be, a great community. We're building something awesome. You won't regret it. I promise you. It will be one of the best decisions you ever make. All right, first up, Joshua Kissinger. I apologize. I did not realize I spelled your name wrong. Typo. Colts become a sleeper team for the playoffs. So, we all know the first 3 weeks don't always portray how the rest of the season is going to go. The Colts are 2-1. They're number one in the AFC South currently. And the win over Baltimore was impressive. Now, Baltimore was really beat up. And they also beat Houston, which Houston looked really good versus Jaguars. So, you can take what you want from it. But I still think that this Colts team has a long way to go. I've been very impressed with the defense. I think the defense has outperformed my expectations by a mile. It's still week 3. Tape is still getting out. And these young cornerbacks, that's another thing. These cornerbacks are still young. The secondary is so young and they're still playing at such a high level. But it's mainly this defensive line, which has been incredible. This Colts defensive line has been the best it has been since we've had Robert Mathis and heck, even Dwight Freeney. We have, 13, 14 sacks in the season so far in 3 games? We're getting consistent pressure every single game. We got lots of pressure on Lamar Jackson. We got 6 sacks on C.J. Stroud and the Texans. We had quite a few, we were getting a lot of pressure on Trevor Lawrence in week 1. This defensive line has ultimately brought this defense to the next level. And if they can continue to do that all year long, this defense will continue to play at a high level. But the offense will need to pick it up. You can't expect to win off of 4 50-plus yard field goals every single week. It just won't happen. It won't. Now, Matt Gay, incredible. Awesome. 3 53-yarders and then 154. In there, you're including the walk-off game winner. AFC Special Teams Player of the Week. Whether he was named that or not, I'm not sure, but he is. So, the Colts being a sleeper for the playoffs. Let's look at the division right now. Your best bet is going to be to win the division because we know that this entire division is one of the weaker ones in the NFL. You have the Jaguars who are looking very inconsistent, very vulnerable. Let's see if they can get it going. Even if they do, they have shown in the past. Trevor Lawrence, very inconsistent. Special teams didn't look good for the seconds. They ultimately got dominated. They were dominated all 3 phases of the game versus the Houston Texans. And they better figure it out. Trevor Lawrence better figure it out. I get it. He's under a lot of pressure. But at the end of the day, look at C.J. Stroud on the complete other end of the field. He has like a second offensive line, a whole entire second string offensive line. Yes, C.J. Stroud has looked like an incredible quarterback. Much better than Trevor Lawrence. Honestly. So far, C.J. Stroud has played better than Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence has had accuracy issues, making poor decisions. So, I think Houston and the Jaguars are our competition. I don't think the Titans have the offense to do it. And I don't think they have the quarterback play to do it. Now, maybe the Colts don't have the quarterback play in a way. But Ryan Tannehill, Will Levis, they can't bring to an offense what Anthony Richardson could in terms of athleticism on the ground and then having a cannon on arm. He, by default, makes it much more difficult, much more stressful on the defense with his running ability and with his cannon. He's still learning how to control that cannon. And we saw what this team was able to do with Gardner Minshew. The offense was very inconsistent. We'll get much more big plays with Anthony Richardson in terms of running the football. Passing the football, Minshew might be a bit better passing the football currently. But Anthony Richardson still brings that home run ability passing the football more than Gardner Minshew. Now maybe It's a bit more inconsistent. But you definitely have a higher percentage for those big-time plays all day long. I apologize for me sniffling. So, the Colts, sleeper team to make the playoffs. That's what I'm going to assume you're making. Or even for the playoffs. I'm going to say hot. I think it's very unlikely. It's still early. But if this defense continues to play the way it is, Jonathan Taylor does come back, this offensive line continues to play the way it is, if Alec Pierce can step up, Jelani Woods will be coming back, Shane Steichen has his team playing at a very high level, coaching is phenomenal, there's a chance. And I can see it. But I still think it's very unlikely. But by the way the division looks like the Texans have looked very good. The Jaguars have been wildly inconsistent. The Titans, I don't see them being in play for the division. I simply don't. They just don't have enough offensively. Their defense is very good, but their pass defense is not great. But the run defense is very good. The pass defense is still decent, nowhere near as good as the run defense. Every team in the NFL will struggle to run against the Titans. Every team will. But if you have some weapons, you have a quarterback that can throw the football at a high level, you will be able to beat the Titans, even at a medium level. You don't need to score a lot of points to beat the Titans. But the Colts being a sleeper team for the playoffs, making the playoffs, I'm still rolling with hot. Now, if they continue to play the way they have, I could absolutely see it. And if Anthony Richardson continues to improve as much as he has in such a short amount of time, I can see the Colts making the playoffs. Now, if they don't win the division, let's say they don't, they will have to, of course, secure a wild card spot. There's 3 wild card spots. So let's go through division by division. AFC, you're going to have the Dolphins, the Bills, not sure about the Patriots. The Dolphins and the Bills are definitely coming out. So that's 1 wild card spot taken there. AFC North, you're probably going to have the Ravens and the Browns. I say those 2 definitely make it right now. The Browns are looking elite on defense. Deshaun Watson is finding his footing again. And, once the Ravens get healthy down the stretch, hopefully they can, I can see the Ravens, taking it to that next step. Now the Steelers maybe being that, and, the Bengals as well. The Bengals look like they came alive last game, in the second quarter, in the second half versus the Rams. They always start slow. So you might have 2 playoff spots taken up right there by the NFC North. So the Colts beat the Ravens. That's a big plus when it comes to seedings. They're playing the Bengals. They're playing the Steelers. They're playing that entire division. They're playing the Browns. I'm going to go bold and say that the Browns win that division. They're ahead. And the defense is elite. I can see them sweeping the Bengals. I can see them putting just enough together offensively to do it. Even without Nick Chubb, it seems like Jerome Ford, they signed Kareem Hunt. I think they'll be okay. Yeah, there's no Nick Chubb. You can't replace Nick Chubb. There's no such thing. But looks like they may have enough. And we'll see. But I'm going hot. I'm going hot with this one. Now, AFC West, probably the Chiefs. No, maybe the Chargers. Yes, the Chargers. Chargers have a shot. They're going to get hot down the stretch. So, the Colts will probably have to win their division. Or beat out one of those AFC North teams. Possibly the Chargers if, the Chargers don't have a great record. Which, sometimes, it seems like they hover around that 10-6, 11-9 win. That seems like their average. Next hot take by SilverSabs. Hunter Renefrow gets traded to a wide receiver needy team like the Giants. It goes for 800 yards and 7 touchdowns. So, if Hunter Renefrow does get traded, he's going to go to a team that wants to go win now. That can go win now. And the Raiders, unless they get crazy comp, I think they're going to respect the player. I've been there for a while. And I don't think he gets traded regardless. I don't think so. But if he does, I don't see him going to the Giants. The Giants have some weapons. They don't have, that guy right now. But I don't see the Giants trading for him. I don't see him getting 800 yards and 7 touchdowns. Even though, I really like Hunter Renfrow. Good route runner. One of the smartest players in the NFL. And he's also saying that he's going to get 800 yards and 7 touchdowns after the trade is completed. So, he's going to get traded, and he goes for 800 yards and 7 touchdowns. I'm going piping hot. Piping hot. Piping hot. And if he doesn't get traded, he's going to go to a contender. Tones. 49ers go 17-0. I like this one. The 49ers are the best team in the NFL right now. Now, you can argue the Dolphins, but there's no reason to move the Niners down from that one spot right now. They've dominated their opposition, as the Dolphins have as well, but there's no reason to move the 49ers down. They haven't given me a reason. They haven't given us a reason to move down from that one spot. But 49ers going 17-0. Let's check the schedule real fast. I want to see the schedule. 49ers schedule. I mean, I don't know if it really matters, to be quite honest with you, because I think the Niners are that good of a football team. 49ers schedule. Let's see. All right, so the 49ers. What is going on? What is going on? All right, so the 49ers, they have to go up. What is going on? Okay, here we go. I think, yep, I got it figured out. All right, so they have to face the Cardinals. I say they beat the Cardinals. The Cowboys is probably their biggest threat, but I'd say they beat the Cowboys. The Browns, that's going to be a tough game. I think they could beat the Browns. Vikings, probably beat the Vikings. Bengals, probably beat the Bengals. Much better all-around team. Jaguars, the Jaguars can be sneaky. They can maybe pull off the upset, but I say the 49ers beat them. The Jaguars doing consistent. If Trevor Lawrence is playing at his best, if he's playing at his high level, the Jaguars have a shot, in a way. But the run defense has been absolutely horrible, and Trevor Lawrence hasn't been great. So it's only going to take a turnover or two for the 49ers to get up a couple scores, and yeah, that game is ultimately over. 49ers Bucks, 49ers. 49ers Seahawks, 49ers. 49ers Eagles, 49ers. That could be a tough game, but the 49ers right now, they still have it figured out. I think they're a better team overall. It's really going to be a battle of running the football. Seahawks and 49ers, there could be one of these divisional games here. The Ravens down the stretch if they're healthy. We'll see. I'm going to go hot. I'm going to say it's very unlikely because they have a lot of really good teams in this schedule. And there's going to be a week there where you probably have a couple of injuries or you just have a bad game and you ultimately, someone gets the upset on you. Someone finally beats you. But if the Niners just stay consistent, they have great coaching. Quarterback play is phenomenal. Great run game. A phenomenal defense. I can get after the quarterback. Now, I will say one weakness I noticed is that right tackle position. Mike McGlinchey being gone, that has been noticed. They've struggled on the right side there. So that can be something to monitor. Other than that, I don't necessarily see a hole in this Niners team. I don't necessarily see like a weakness. But the Niners, any team going 17-0 is very unlikely. You're bound to have that one game. You're bound to have injuries and have one of those games where those injuries just pile up to too much. It's the NFL. Any given Sunday, Thursday, or Monday, whatever day you're playing, you never know. So I'm going to go hot. I'm not going to go piping because it's in the realm of possibilities. That's how talented this team is. And on top of that, they're extremely well coached. So Niners going 17-0 is not crazy to say. It's possible. but they do have a really tough schedule. They play a lot of really good football teams. And like I said, you're going to have weeks where you're not playing your best. You're going to have weeks where you're just like, yeah, I don't know how or why that happened. It's just how it goes sometimes. And I'm going hot. Very unlikely, but possible. And you'd think I'd go warm, but 17-0, like I said, it's a long season. Players ought to get hurt. We'll see. All right, here's mine. This is last but not least, mine. Devon Achane wins Offensive Rookie of the Year. So, first game. He had 230-some yards total. 4 touchdowns. 203 rushing yards. Insane. Insane day. And it was only his first game. I wouldn't be shocked if he's right up there now already. Addison's probably up there. CJ Stroud is definitely up there because CJ Stroud is probably going to win it. So I'm going to go hot with this one just because it looks like CJ Stroud is playing out of his mind. Anthony Richardson can absolutely be in it as well. But I really think that CJ Stroud is going to win it. If CJ Stroud continues to play, he's been playing at a very high level with almost no offensive line. But he does have good weapons. I'll admit that. He does have a really good tight end. Dalton Schultz. He also has a very good tight end tight end too, Brevin Jordan. So Devon Achane winning Offensive Rookie of the Year. There's just too much to go around that offense. Is he going to be consistent enough? You have Tyreek Hill. You have Jalen Waddle. You have Robbie Anderson. You have Craycraft. Mostert. Jeff Wilson will be back. I don't think Devon Achane is going to get enough touches and enough volume down the stretch to compete with guys like Anthony Richardson, CJ Stroud, Jordan Addison. I don't think there's going to be enough volume for him to win it. He can absolutely be in the conversation, but if he is as efficient as he was this past week, if he's not getting the ball a lot, but he's as efficient as he was, okay. He's definitely got a shot. And if he doesn't start getting a lot more snaps, if he starts getting a lot more playing time, but it's kind of a wild card with Raheem Mostert, Jeff Wilson, Salvin Ahmed. It's a wild card of who's going to get the ball. So that definitely plays a role in it. But Devon Achane, winning Offensive Rookie of the Year, I'm going hot. The chance is there. Absolutely. But there's too many question marks at the moment for me to say warm and say it's a bit unlikely, but there's, that chance is realistically there. I'm going to hold off for now. It's still early. We'll see how he continues to play throughout the season. Because there's going to be different players who get the ball, who get the rock more than others. Volume might be inconsistent. And that might be holding it back. But if he has days like he did today, I don't see why the Dolphins wouldn't play him more. So we'll see as the season goes on. It could absolutely just move right to warm after this next game if he gets a lot of snaps. He's out there a lot of the game. That could absolutely move up to warm. But CJ Stroud has also played phenomenal for what he has to deal with. So that's all I've got for you guys today. That's it for Hot Take Tuesday. I know a bit of a shorter one. We only had 4 today. So make sure you guys get those hot takes in next week. Get more for next week. It's been a rough evening. I was trying to get my stuff ready to record for our Madden series, and my Xbox is just crap in the bed, man. It's just not. It's just overheating. And if any of you guys are technical, anything about it, let me know. Anything I could do. I have it in a well-vented area. I have no clue. So I apologize about the Madden thing. And so, yeah, it's been a little rough of a day. Have a few things, But you know what? We keep pushing, man. We never give up. We keep pushing through the hardships. Things that may pop up. We keep pushing. And that's that's life. So you're always going to have things come up. It's a matter of fact of, of how hard you can get hit and keep going, and that we are going to do, my friends. So thank you for tuning in to this episode of Hot Take Tuesday. Episode 20 of Season 2 is officially concluding, and I appreciate you guys for tuning in. If you enjoy, make sure to like, subscribe, put the post notification bell on so you don't miss any future videos. This is JDW Sports Talk Show, signing off.